Namibia has just revoked visa exemption for 31 countries, fellas. Is it good news or not? We're gonna find out just now. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day, but it's very cold. I hate it when it's cold, see? You have to pull out beanies and stuff. It's very cold. It's winter time. I hate it. When it's cold, I'm not a very nice person. I'm just one of those guys. I don't know if you know, cold and hungry. It's not a good version of me you're going to get. I'm going to be miserable. I'm trying to keep myself warm. We have a heater right here, but you can't see it. Yeah, full blast. Absolutely crazy. So, Namibia has revoked visa exemption for 31 countries. Let's try and understand, why is that? Why has Namibia revoked? That sounds very brutal. Namibia came forward very nicely, very recently, saying, you know what? We are going to open our borders to most people, great majority of people. You can come to Namibia freely with no visa, no issue, no problem. You get to Namibia, you get to our border, we welcome you, we take care of you. Namibia is a beautiful country, very nice, very close to South Africa, very similar culture, very same people colonized both countries. So they look very similar in terms of, you know, sightseeing and stuff like that. When Namibia said you can come to our country, no problem. If you want to come to my country, just take your flights, come to Namibia, get to the airport, show your passports and get inside. Go have fun. Then when time comes, you can return. Now, many countries reciprocated because Namibia is like, you say, okay, fella, you can come to my house whenever you like. If you want to come visit me, anytime you can come. No problem. I have a big field. It's a beautiful house. You can come anytime. People say, oh, yeah, cool. You can come too. You can come to our house. So many countries said, okay, Namibians can come to our country visa free. No issue. But certain countries have not reciprocated. Namibia has opened the door. You can come visit us anytime you want. But many countries refuse to do the same. It's like, oh, okay, I'm inviting you to my party. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying you should come to my place either, but I'm not coming to your party. So they say, you know what? Cool. Since you're taking us for granted, we are revoking visa exemption for numerous countries. From now on, if you want to come to my country, you need to show visa. Is this good news or bad news? We're going to find out. So which are the countries that have not, reciprocated and Namibia has revoked visas for them? We can see, I'm not trying to cite very quickly. We have here Armenia, Austria, like Armenia. Who goes to Armenia? Okay, anyway. Sorry, Armenians. Armenia, Austria. I'm talking about Africans. Most Africans want to go to Belgium, London, America. They don't really want to go to Armenia. Let's skip Armenia, Austria, Azerbaijan. We have, let me choose certain countries. Belgium, you cannot go to Namibia with no visa. Canada cannot go to Namibia with no visa. Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Norway, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, the United States of America. So these are some of the countries that, clack the door at Namibia, welcoming. Namibian says, you can come to my house, no problem. They say, nah, you're not good enough. You cannot come here. Europeans can go to the United States of America with no visa. I believe only perhaps 6-7 years ago, that's when you needed to announce yourself online saying you're arriving on the 15th. That's still not a visa. They just know that you're coming for security reasons. But far before that, a European person could just grab their passport, get in an aeroplane and fly to New York. No issue. Same for Americans. And many of those countries, they don't allow any other people, let's say from the African continent, to do the same. But in the meantime, in many African nations, let me give you an example of South Africa, for instance. A Belgian can come to South Africa for 3 months, no visa. 90 days, a Belgian or a French person can come to South Africa. Just have fun. Hi, I'm here. But a South African cannot go to Belgium without a visa. They have to go through processes. Okay. So my number one question to you is this one. Is Namibia right to do what Namibia is doing right now? Is it a good decision from Namibia to revoke the visa exemption from 31 countries? Or do you think Namibia is just being bitter because they did not respond to Namibia? Now, some of these countries have reasons why they've done this. In Canada, for instance, Canadians used to let Namibians come with no visa in the past. until they found that many Namibians came to Canada and never returned to Namibia. They said Namibia has been the highest immigration violation rate of all African countries, with 78% in 2011. 71% of travelers from Namibia made asylum claims in 2011. That's what Canadians say. They say we had our door open to you, but 78% of Namibians that went to Canada for visiting purpose never went back to Namibia. Like, I wouldn't leave Namibia for Canada. I'm sorry. Like, I just love the heat, the beautiful view. I know Canada is all white and, the snow and all that, but it's freezing. I'm just not, I don't know. So again, my question is Canada right to say, I'm not going to open my door to you because your people, when they come here, they don't return? And in July 2023, the UK government revoked visa-free access for the same reason. So Namibians could go to the UK as well, visa-free at the time. But unfortunately, for some reason, the UK refused. Dominica, Honduras, Namibia, Leyte, Vanuatu, nationals of this country will also be required to obtain direct visa to the UK. That's what the UK government published at that specific time. And also there's another issue. You get some of the people from different countries. We heard some reports from some Western Africa coming to Namibia, going to certain countries, marrying girls from those countries. We've heard many stories accusing many Western Africans. You know which one they are. We try not to name anybody here. Going to Namibia, marrying a Namibian girl, getting the Namibian passport and fleeing to Canada or the UK, leaving behind this poor girl crying. She thought she found the love of her life. Unfortunately, the guy came from West Africa and married and did everything, but the purpose was very clear. He was looking down the drain. He was planning 6 years ahead to go to Canada. Like, how do you break somebody's life like that? Leaving her with children, pregnancies and bills. She probably went to the bank and asked for loans for you and you just disappear. That's crazy, man. I mean, why do you do that? So among countries that are facing restriction, we also see Kenya. Kenya is one of the countries in Africa. Kenya recently asked people to have an electronic travel authorization before going to Kenya. First, it was you can just grab a flight and go to Kenya. Now you need to register online, pay some money, and go to Kenya. So these restrictions mean you need to fill up papers. You need to put in your bank account, your details, your booking of a hotel. That's exactly what they do to us. If you've never been through this, I mean, it's crazy. They're going to ask you for where did you go to school, your diplomas, your bank account, your proof of employment, your salary receipts, your health. Yeah, so many things they ask you. Now, Namibia is implementing the same thing to most of these European countries, including America and Canada. You can't just come to Namibia like you like. You need to show papers. And on top of that, you need to pay a visa fee. Now, people are very angry. People are very angry because they feel like it's going to kill the tourism in Namibia. Let alone Namibia makes a lot of money through tourism. A considerable chunk of its GDP comes from tourism. Now, we have an issue. Let's try and find out. What is the problem? The problem is that 500 businesses went onto a survey. They say that out of 500 businesses, 91% believe that the restriction would harm tourism in the country because the majority of tourists, as per 500 businesses in Namibia, are Europeans, Germans in particular. So most of these people that come to Namibia and actually spend money on tourism helping many people make some money a month, are Europeans. He says the government had failed to acknowledge the valid reasons behind the lack of visa reciprocity from other countries. In 2012, Canada revoked visa access to Namibian nationals, with the most pressing concern being an unacceptably high number of asylum applications. So this man's name is de Klerk, and obviously, de Klerk is white Namibian. Yes, in Namibia you have black people and white people, and some people that are in between, because they were colonized by people coming from Europe. So some of them stayed. So my question to you is this. Is Namibia right to revoke visa exemption for 31 countries that have not reciprocated their action of good deed? We are calling you in our house and you saying, no, you don't give a, we are calling you in our house so we can have a party. Why don't you let me in your house? These people just feel like, okay, I'm too fresh for you. I'm not coming and you're not coming here. Do you think Namibia is doing the right thing to make itself respected? Or do you think Namibia is shooting itself on the foot? Because tourism, fellas, let's face it, many Africans are going to spend, you go to tourism in Japan, you want to go to tourism in Singapore, Africans want to go to tourism to Philippines, you want to go to the Bahamas, you want to go to New York, you don't want to go to Namibia. Spend money to your African brother country. You rather visit Holland, Germany, Denmark, and Sweden than visit Namibia, Malawi, Mozambique, and South. You don't want to do that. Or South Africans wanting to visit Ghana or Benin. I mean, yeah, most will want to go to Bali. That's just the reality of Africans. Yeah, that's the problem. Is Namibia doing the right thing by revoking visa exemption, or is it shooting itself on the foot because the Namibian tourism industry is going to get hit hard and government will not make money from that? God bless.